Hey folks, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts, number 391, 2023 recap. I'm Exterminator, and thanks for joining me. And bear with me here if there's some throat clearing and sniffling. I'm actually recovering from COVID right now. But I wanted to get this one done. It's the last Friday Facts of the year. There's not really anything in regards to like gameplay content for the expansion, but there are some very nice mod portal and mod download and management improvements, which are super nice. And then we have some cool stats here. So we start out from Venzez here for the mod portal recap. So basically, they're counting mod downloads, and then they just have some caveats like some of them crash when updating their mods and restart download all the mods again, crash and restart after for a while. It's very likely the Factorio auth server starts ignoring the download script. So maybe this festive season is the time you'll remember your mini PC sitting in the forgotten closet mindlessly downloading Power Armor Mark III over and over again. So in 2023, there were 676,651 engineers downloading. This is a lot. 44 million, almost 45 million mods worth. Again, obviously, there's like some repeats in there. But that's a lot. And then over 2,000 new mods and 7,800 mod updates and 1,368 active mod creators supported by 105 collaborators. And you can see some stats about your personal mod portal page using usage. You can visit your personal recap here, which is pretty cool. So basically, last year they looked at different mods people usually download. For this year, they want to show you a bit about the diversity of mod uploads this year. The first chart shows the different categories of mods released in 2023. The second chart shows all of 2023 player downloads grouped by mod category. Confirms the cliche that people are only here for content, and I should have prepared these charts for mod tags instead. So this is interesting. So basically yellow, again, this is released, not downloads. The downloads over here. So released, the majority was actually tweaks. And then the next biggest was amount of mods released was content. Then utilities, no category, mod packs, localization, overhaul, and scenarios. And then you can see that despite this being only 30% of the mods released, over half of the downloaded mods were content mods. Now, I don't really understand what this actually is, because if it's not tweaks and it's not overhauls, I assume content and it's not utilities. I think I'm just, my COVID brain is just broken right now, but I assume content is just like, it adds, I don't know, like power armor or, like stuff like that, like just adds a couple items, because it's not overhauls, but it's also not tweaks or utilities. So I'm not really sure what all they're throwing in this category, but still interesting. Utilities is actually quite high. Tweaks up here, no category, overhaul, mod packs, localization, and then scenarios. So it does make sense that mod packs, localizations, and scenarios were definitely way at the bottom for downloads, but still interesting nonetheless. We do have some cool changes coming to the mod portal, sorry, they say mod portal changes, changelog for 2023. So essentially, they continue on the quest of improving discoverability. They added the auto magical highlights page, which is pretty cool. I should probably be using that for finding my mods for spotlights. I don't know why I'm not. Every week it tries to be smart about picking an interesting selection of mods. It works okay, but it's still an experimental stage. But later we reworked the mod portal search and launched the explore page. It provides a fast search as you type experience, which this is very nice. I do like having this. And then I did some behind the scenes work stuff with like Imager started deleting images in April, so Senquai built a system that basically automatically rehosts external images, posts on mod portal pages or discussions, and then just some other stuff. So There are some mod management improvement or mod manager improvements coming with 2.0, and this is all written by Rhaegar, who is now part of the dev team. Rhaegar has written many mods. Probably some of the more memorable would be the like jumping trains one and the throwing inserters and stuff like that that I spotlighted. They're really fantastic mods. But basically, Rhaegar goes on to say that third-party mods have always been secondary to base game work, so while the experience is good, it is not great, and there are many points of friction that have remained unsolved. So starting with 2.0, they will ship the game with multiple built-in mods. I assume this is in regards to the 2.0 update. They've mentioned before that they're basically going to be like mods. So I think that's what they're referring to here. So the mod manager and dependency management have now fallen under the base game experience umbrella, which is super cool. So due to Rhaegar's extensive modding experience, they have a personal interest in improving the mod management for both users and modders, and is very familiar with all the issues. So we'll just start off. This I can summarize pretty easily. Basically, one issue right now is mod dependency error. So essentially, if you have multiple mods and there's an issue with dependencies, where like a dependency isn't a mod that has another mod as a dependency. If the mod it needs isn't there or something, it won't really like tell you as you load into your game. It will just let you load in and then and then not really work. So Rhaegar gives the example of like, let's say you have a mod list for Factorio 2, and unbeknownst to you, basically you nail Power Mark 3 mod, and Factorio say has it as an incompatible mod with itself, right? It won't really tell you that. It'll just let you load the game, and then like you may find out many hours later that part of Factorio 2 content is just disabled because it's an incompatibility and you didn't even know that. So essentially in 2.0, it's going to actually tell you this and basically give you an error when you load the mods, and it's going to tell you what the for dependencies. So it's going to tell you basically what's missing or what's an incompatibility, and then you'll have a few options. So you can disable listed mods, all mods, or you can manage mods, which is really nice. So this will let you actually just go in and manage your mods and turn off or add specific ones without having to like restart over and over again, which is super nice. Okay, and then configure, restart, configure, restart, which is kind of what I just said. So essentially, the solution is what I said there. It allows you to access the manager GUI, including all mod portal functionality, and you can see it there. So that'll be super nice to have in 2.0. And then the last section is for installing mods. So in 1.1, the install basically there's some issues with the current way of installing mods. In game it was simple. It would give you basically a list of mods, a basic sorting, filtering options, and info pane. However, it suffered from noticeable performance issues, especially in debug mode. With Factorio 2.0, a new Explore tab is introduced, providing an improved mod installation experience similar to the mod portal website's Explore page. So, I kind of streamlined the whole experience between the web page and the in-game mod management. So, the new tab allows for searching and filtering mods, providing a more streamlined and user-friendly interface. The implementation involves server-side fetching of mod data to ensure consistency with the mod portal website, avoiding the need for complex client-side search algorithms. So it'll be less laggy, way more options. You can see here, this is in-game, so this just lets you do tons of filtering and all that stuff, and it should be faster. And then lastly, this is just kind of some behind-the-scenes stuff. So Rhaegar built like a mock server to test this using Go's HTTP libraries and JSON parsing and stuff. So it allowed them to test, and it was pretty robust, which is super nice. And then also they had so they did that, and then they had Vince's, I believe, help actually implement. So it was up to users to implement the real API. Thanks to the robustness of the mock server, only a few issues were found. Testing against the real API merging feature went relatively smoothly, which is super nice. So that'll just make everything in 2.0 for mods super easy, much easier in game, and more streamlined. And then they just go into future plans. So Regard says, I feel that these changes have fixed my large grievances with mod management. My laundry list is far from complete, but in the interest of getting 2.0 out to you all as soon as possible, the majority of my plans will have to wait until later versions, so stay tuned for more to come. So, good to know that they are not trying to get every single absolute everything in the first version, which has been a problem in the past. It seems like they're managing to maybe trim the list a little bit in the interest of getting 2.0 out sooner than super later. But yeah, like I said, not like any in-game major game-breaking content, but a nice recap. And honestly, mods are a huge part of Factorio, and having better management of them, especially in game and stuff, is going to be really huge, because as you can see from the stats above, mods are used a ton. So even with 2.0, mods will be used a ton. Even though 2.0 is going to add a bunch of vanilla content, it'll also allow for a bunch of new moddable content. So definitely just going to be better overall to have all that. But it was it was an interesting year. Honestly, not a ton happened with Factorio because up until August there was like nothing update wise. I mean, they were releasing like bug fixes and stuff, which is still amazing, but nothing really happened other than that. So not a huge recap needed here. But I'm very excited going to 2024. Fingers crossed. They should be releasing 2.0 next year at some point. So that's a huge thing to look forward to coming next year. And I think that's going to do it. I will be doing a video once I'm feeling a little better. I will be doing a video, recapping all of the content that we do know is coming in 2.0 from all Friday Facts we've seen since like August up until last week's basically. So I do want to try to get that out this week if possible, just a kind of full rundown and a recap of all the content that we know so far coming in 2.0. Since it is a lot, I forget stuff all the time that's been talked about. So I think it'll be good to just have a kind of an overview of that. But overall, I think that's going to do it. I hope everyone had a great year and a great holiday here recently, and I really look forward to seeing what next year brings. And I will see you next year. And until then, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.